That's why I have to hold it now because for some reason you guys will not see me. But um, hold on. I would say um, the question of the day: will you hold your partner down if they needed you to? Comment down below. This is part two, pretty much, because you guys could not see me. I would say maybe I'll give you guys some ideas as to if you hold your partner down, if you can't think on top of the hair, if you're gonna hold your partner down or something like that, if they needed you to. I would say, for example, right, if you guys are married, you guys are in a committed relationship, right? They'll say, for example, maybe your partner want a kid, and your other partner cannot have a kid. Will you hold him down? Will you still stay with your partner? Comment down below. Um, I would say in that type of situation, if your partner wanted kids and you couldn't get kid to your partner, you guys can discuss it and see, if you guys can maybe solve it, maybe by you can talk about it to see if they are open to um, adopting a kid and stuff like that. But if they don't want to, they want to have their own kid. I think you can just be like honest with yourself. You know, that's why I always say the moment you and somebody get together, that's when, or the moment you guys decided to, take the relationship to the next level, these discussions should be held. It's very important because, especially if you want to marry the person or you want to be with the person for the long term, you have to know stuff like that. Yeah, if your partner wanted a kid and you couldn't give them a kid or you don't want a kid, you guys can have that discussion. You can be honest with yourself, and then they'll say if they don't want adoption, they don't want to adopt a kid, they want to have their own kid. Me, if it was me, my partner wanted a kid, I didn't want a kid, and they are not open to adopting a kid, I would say I would just let it go, right? Because I know that, um, even though, yeah, it's not in my situation, but I'm just assuming if I was put into the kind of situation, right? I would say I would just be honest with myself, be like, oh yeah, Catherine, you cannot just hold somebody down, even though you guys do care about each other, you want to be with each other. But if this person want to have their own kid and you cannot give that to them, I think you should let it go. You know, um, because I cannot live without going on and just giving the person false hope that I'm gonna give her a kid, and if I know that I don't want a kid, or I cannot have a kid, I think I'm gonna be honest with them and just let them go. In that way, they are able to, you know, accomplish their goal of having a kid. So, um, but that's why I said, both of you should have that discussion to see what better way you guys can solve the issue. But if it comes to the point that, yeah, that person definitely want a kid, their own kid, they don't want to adopt, I think you should let them go despise if you want to be with them. Because you'll go without guilt on and on. You'll have that conscience be like, oh, yeah, that person might care about you. They might want to be with you, but at some point they're gonna be thinking about it. So I cannot just hold that away from somebody. Or for example, for me personally, I already have kids, right? Okay. Yeah, I to have a kid. Then if I didn't want to have a kid, I would be honest with that person. I'm like, yeah, I care about you, all that and stuff like that. I want you and myself to be together, but at this point, I don't want to have a kid. You just have to be truthful to people. You can't just train it alone or get in false hope. Um, what else in a situation if you should hold your partner down or something like that? They'll say, for example, if your partner was to go to jail, will you wait for them? Comment down below. Will you truly wait for that person to get out, or you'll move on with your life? Comment down below. I want to know. Yeah, I would say it all depends on the person though. They'll say if that person were there, 100% they were there for me. Yeah, I will hold it down. Depending on the time though, the time frame. If the person was to go to jail for like 10 years, 15 years, will you still hold it down for that person until they get back? I don't know. Everybody have what it would do in that type of situation. Yeah, you might care about that person when they were there. You wanted to be with that person, but now, if they are going to jail for that long term of year, are you truly going to just sit and wait for them for 10 to 15 years or 20 years? I don't know. I want to know what will you do in that type of situation. Hello, welcome. What else? Or maybe, for example, will you hold your partner down um if they did something that you know true that it wasn't right, and now they have to bear the consequence of that? Um, will you still be by the side, especially if you didn't approve what? If you didn't approve of what they were doing, will you still be there by the side? Me personally, I always say I'm doing good. I always say like if me and someone we are together, if I see them doing something that I don't approve of, I'm always gonna tell them. I'm gonna always tell them that, hey, you gotta stop doing this. You never know. You're gonna get caught up. You're gonna get, and you ain't gonna like what will happen next. So I'll be truthful to you. But if you continue to live the lifestyle you want to live, when that time do come that you have to bear the consequence, that will be either going to jail for the rest of your life or for a long time, you will have to bear that consequence. Yeah, I'm not going to entertain that. Uh, Hello, welcome. You are from. Okay. Welcome. Is this your first time here? Welcome to the live. Is this your first time here? So I don't know. Like I said, everybody think differently, and everybody decide how they want to live their life. So it all left for you what you want to do, and how you want to live your life. So if you know, for example, if you know that your partner, for example, if you know that your partner is a drug dealer, and you know that you don't approve of it, and you know that, yeah, that person might be making all the money and stuff like that. You might be living the kind of lifestyle that you want to live, that you are able to get everything that you can get. I always say it's not good money. All money is not good money. So if you are into those stuff, you want quick money, and yeah, your partner is doing those kind of stuff, and you are just there for the money. You never know what may happen tomorrow. So you just like, we are all adults. You always have to like think about it. When our time do come, when you are all caught up, maybe that can be the police system or whatever. Uh, you might also um you never know, you might go to jail, you might get hurt at some point. A whole lot can happen. Like, so that's how I always say all money is not good money, but you decide how you want to live your life at the end of the day. So for me personally, I'll always be scared, I'll always be scared because because stuff like that, you always have to watch over your hair, your shoulder. So I've never been a person like I I have never been that person that just want money fast, fast, and that you have to do stuff wrong just to get it. No, actually, I love to get money the right way. Yeah, it may take time and stuff like that for me to get it, but I think it's better for you to work or earnest job for you to get the money. In a way, you are not always looking over your shoulder. But at the end of the day, you live the lifestyle that you want to live. Um, you might feel like nothing is not going to happen to you, but it's up to you, whatever you choose to do. So, yeah, kind of decision. If something was to happen, will you ever forgive yourself for knowing that what you were doing it was wrong and you still went for it because you wanted fast money? It's up to you. So, um, type of situation, if your partner was to go away for a long time, will you still hold it down? Or will you go down for your partner? Comment down below. Because I can see somebody taking that going down for their partner and having the partner to go free and they go down, or taking it blame and they having to go down and the partner go free, and when they go to jail, whatever it is, the amount of time they do go to jail, when they do come back, their partner is nowhere to be found. So I have heard stories like that. Me personally, I wouldn't go down for anybody knowing that what you are doing it was wrong. I told you, and you still went for it. I wouldn't hold you down on stuff like that. I personally wouldn't date someone like that. So hey, if you want to put your life at risk just because that's your boo thing, yeah, people do some crazy stuff for love. So it's up to you with your life. At the end of the day, whatever way you decide to live your life, there's always uh consequence to everything that we do. So um yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live here. Thank you all for stopping by. Truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. Looking forward to hearing your opinion. You can also comment down below. Will you hold your partner down for anything? Um, if they want you to, I can't think off my head of any stuff about holding your partner down. But if you can think about anything else that your partner down, let me know. Oh, for example, before we close up, I'll say if my partner, let's say medically, if my partner was to get sick, I think yeah, I will hold my partner down. Like if we was together and he was there for me and now he's sick, I'll hold him down. Yeah, stuff like that. I will hold him down. I will definitely hold him down. But if he wasn't, he was jumping from one tree to another, thinking like the grass are greener on the other side. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you down. You'll have to go to the people that you thought they was the best grass. If that makes sense. So yeah, I think there is a whole lot different scenario if you hold your partner down. But I'm looking forward to hearing your input. Truly want to hear your opinion. If you have ever held your partner down when they needed you, let me know too. And what was it? If you don't want to put your full name, you can put your initial and stuff like that. And tell me the story down below. Thank you all for watching. If you want also do part two of this topic, let me know and we're gonna do it. Okay? Then I can think about more scenario and stuff like that. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be going live tomorrow. I think um I have training tomorrow, so I get off pretty early tomorrow. So yeah, I don't have work tomorrow. I just have training. So I'll go live. I think I'll go live around 3:30 to 4 o'clock tomorrow. So if you want to come and hang out with me, you are welcome to do that. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye.